valued. He is a
Greg, I need you.
valued member of
Greg.
this group.
You're okay.
Valued member.
We can replace you. There's 1,000 Craigs out there.
Dime a dozen those Craigs.
Only one like you, though, Craig.
You're the number one Craig in my heart.
The number
Their
one
opinions
Craig.
don't matter.
Don't go Craig in my heart.
He couldn't if he tried.
This is too much Craig. I don't like it.
It's too much Craig appreciation. I don't like it.
It's near him.
Too much Craig time.
You guys are gonna give him a big ego.
Alright, be sure to start your musicas. Started mine. Top of the In the House of the Inventor.
Yeah, I gotta start that playlist again.
Right. So previously, we watched our band travel 8 days through wild space, still inside the interior of the chronosphere. On this 8th day, they would be attacked by spell-jamming leeches. After a pretty quick combat, learning some fun features of the ship, the leeches would be easily dispatched, our crew beginning to go back to their morning routines here in the early waking hours. And from here, we'll do another time skip. We'll push forward by about 5 more days as our crew would progress onto the 13th day here in wild space. Captain Casper likely beginning to alert each of you of your final stop that is beginning to approach. He had loosely mentioned this previously, but he would bring up again the small plot of land that features a small trade post established by the Interspherical Trade Union with aid from the Elven Star Militia. This small trade post being aptly called First Rock, being as it was the first piece of land the explorers of the day found when they first entered the chronosphere. The captain informing all of you that we'll be seeking some minor repairs, as well as, of course, a resupply while they're stationed at First Rock. Would there be anything from anyone particular before arriving at First Rock?
I assume we're gonna have to help pick up supplies and such.
Captain Casper would probably ponder. No, Glenn and I can take care of that. I am going to go ahead and take Aility with me so she can see how you navigate convos with the ship right. I'm not very good at repairs myself. We're going to need someone at First Rock to take care of that. So knowing how to haggle, especially with a fellow shipman, it's a good skill to have.
You also probably shouldn't look like you, Aility. I mean, you're the best one to go if we have to, since you can just kind of say not you.
I shouldn't look like myself? Why? Are we still worried about the Auric out here?
Honestly, I think it's better safe than sorry.
Are we all here for this conversation?
Sure, I would imagine so.
I mean, I think it might be a good idea, cause like, isn't this where everyone like comes in and out of this place?
Some. Not everyone chooses to stop at First Rock. It's not a terribly common port, but then again, coming in and out of the chronosphere isn't a common job. The chronosphere is a bit of a relic term, mind you, considered to be one of the lost spheres. It's not directly connected to many of the arcane channels and currents of the astral sea. It sort of sits on its own with a minor cluster of other spheres. No easy route to necessarily get in and out like other spheres as far as routes and common pathing. It's not a common destination, all that being said.
Huh. But just like maybe Elodie, you could look a little generic is all.
Yeah, sure. I could put on some plain features. Maybe look half elven or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be safe, you know.
Captain Casper probably giving you all a look. We'll be arriving within the next hour or two. I recommend that all of you take this time, if you so choose, to walk about. Keep in mind, it's not a very big port. Post, I should say, but it has some of the essentials. Tavern, inn, general supply, I do believe. Maybe some other creature comforts. It's been some time since I've been to First Rock, but last I was here was a friendly port.
Oh. Well, we'll lay low. Look around, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds nice.
Should be easy enough. Ship propelling, traversing the interior of the Chronos space, only for about another hour, maybe two, on this 13th day of travel, before finally arriving at the last stop here in the system. Small tract of land, humbly known as First Rock. Tiny trade post being a keen chance for the group to pick up some odds and ends before setting off across the astral sea to the Omnisphere, if you so choose. As you would dock, you would all watch your spelljammer make mourn here, seeing the small trade post nestled here among the starscape of wild space, just this floating piece of earth. A plot of land featuring a few open docks, some guard turrets posted around the land's small face, a few travelers and workers milling about the area from what you can see. As you all take in this sight, the ship fully docking, coming to a standstill, feeling that thrum of the ship sort of died down just a little bit to an idle. You could all make out that there is not much to see here. The most that this place has to offer is the small grouping of 5 buildings, maybe 50, 60, 70-ish feet further towards the center of this small plot of land. 5 buildings sort of huddled around again at this plot's center, buildings being the only real thing to look at. Captain Casper probably giving you all a look. Aelity, we're going to go over a few talking points before we get there. You 4, go have a good time. Hopefully this won't take too long. You can always stay a couple hours if you want to get a bite of food. I won't be opposed to staying here for the night if you all really want to. It's sort of up in the air, but we'll play it by ear. Focus on getting repairs. We'll get some supplies. You all pick up any odds and ends, and we'll meet back here in 2-3 hours.
Have fun, Elodie.
She probably just gives you this half-hearted wave as you all look down this wooden dock leading to this small cluster of buildings.
Oh, this is
Welcome.
so cool.
Welcome
It's
to First
cute.
Rock, everybody.
Look at it. I love it.
Oh, there's a little pond.
Ooh.
I want to go camping here. And I hate camping, to be clear.
All of you guys give me some perception checks as you make your way off the ship, crossing the wooden dock.
Woo! Give it up, Brett.
Yeah.
You be killing.
I don't think Gail's gonna want to look like herself.
Fair. That's fair.
She'd
Brett
probably like
also
tell
has his
everybody.
disguise self.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I was
make
due
sure
to
everybody
say
either
so.
has their hoods up or disguise self or something. Like,
Should I roll a stealth then, Matt?
I mean, unless you're trying to be objectively stealthy, I just figured you guys sort of had your collars up and hoods up and were just making your way into town, but you're trying to be like hiding to shadows and not in plain sight, like subversive. Yeah, you could roll a stealth check.
No, just yeah.
Hide in
Okay.
plain sight, friend.
Yeah, you guys are just casual travelers.
I'm Wendy Breeze.
Completely
I don't
different
know.
person.
If there's anything that I've learned, it's that we probably shouldn't. We just probably should avoid giving out our names. We probably shouldn't
Right.
use fake
You have to do a
names
good
because
job.
we can't ever remember fake names.
No, I'm Wendy.
Well,
Wendy.
I will still just call you Windbag. So
That's with the E. Wendy.
Windbag, got it.
Wendbag.
Short for Wendigo.
That's why she
Bazooka.
wants to say it.
And I just like human tan skin, like lightly like sun blonde hair.
Mhm.
Kind of like sandy blonde.
Fair. Watching our group in their various disguises, some magical based, some more practical. That they would head from the ship, crossing the wooden docks.
Guy's kit, I think, if that helps. No, I don't have that either. Just kidding. I don't get that yet.
Maybe you could buy one here.
True.
I'm not.
Um,
There's like this thing in the rogue community, and I haven't hit that stage yet.
Mm.
Huh.
Allow me to have one.
Sounds made up.
So they're very gatekeepy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm used to that. I get it.
Love that. You guys having a little bit of chit chat, crossing the wooden bridge towards this handful of structures. You would pass by one of these defensive turrets, seeing two well-armed looking guards milling about the ground floor interior. Likely in the midst of some sort of conversations between the two of them as you all walk by. Not but a short moment later, you all would begin to approach these 5 buildings. Again, seemingly the only real thing this place has to offer. As you sort of walk into the space, each of you taking a quick glance around, it's pretty easy to take in all the offerings here. It's just the 5 buildings. Giving them a quick once over, you can see the largest building here. This sort of main central-ish building, if you will. It would be about 3 floors high. It would have a wide oval sign with a bit of like a shimmering glitter magic effect to it, with gold font across its face reading The Wonder House Inn and Tavern. Seeing the second largest building here off to its side, having again a pretty large build to it, a little bit more squat than the Wonder House Inn, but it would still look fairly sturdy in its like kind of wooden predominant design. Seeming to be about 2 floors tall, it would feature a dark metal sign with these almost silver inlaid words in a bold and pronounced font across the head of the front door, reading Umbrill's Surplus Supplies. And seeing off to your left, another fairly standard looking building here, though sturdy and classic in its design. Sitting at about the same height as the inn, though only appearing to have about 2 floors you could make out. You would see this structure having a fairly basic looking sign positioned right outside the front, reading the Elven Star Militia Al-Khazar.
You said that was this one?
The next largest building would be off to the right over here. And it would have at the base, sort of the ground floor, these large carriage double doors that would lead right into the interior. One of these double doors being open, seeing the inside interior having what looks like various ship parts, pieces, mixed with like a lumber yard and a workshop of some kind. As you guys are sort of looking about the space, you can almost think of the front of this building as like if the front of someone's house was just a giant garage door. That's kind of the equivalent to what you'd be seeing. Like, what the hell? You could see that it would feature a fairly large sign sort of flanking the right of those big double doors. And it would read The Right Shipwright Repairs, Restorations, and Refurbishments. With its mainly wooden exterior, a little bit of stone used to accent the sort of base level here, but mainly wood, kind of a classic build like most of the other buildings here. And the last one would probably be the one that Kellen is immediately affixed to, probably showing your low perception check here, as The smallest building here, sitting on this plot of floating land, would probably look the most like an actual home or personal house of some kind when compared to the other buildings here. It would have this almost picturesque design with a cottage aesthetic, a wide outward facing front display window. As you all would see a wide assortment of sweets and goods and confections on display from its large front window. And just above the top, with the very familiar branding, you would see Betty Croker's baked goods and confections. Seeing the almost picturesque caricature depiction of this elderly grung lady with a big smile on her face, mixing bowl and spoon in hand.
Nope.
As soon As soon as Gail sees that too, she's just like thinking about Aelity, like, what did I say? What did I say?
Yeah, Kellen, I think looking at the Betty Crokers is immediately going to be like, okay, there's something fishy going on here. Anybody that has detect magic, keep that shit up.
Yeah, I kind of had to prepare this today, and she just refers to herself. The disguise.
Yeah.
I can keep an eye out for mage hunters. You really think they're around here?
I don't know about mage hunters, but maybe some chaos magic users here somewhere. Call me paranoid, but anytime I see a Betty Croker's, there's something fishy going on here.
Well, Kellen, you are paranoid, though.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, but do you blame me? Like, after all we've gone through, haven't you, like, developed just, like, a little paranoia, Marius?
I mean, not as much as I probably should.
Just throwing it out there. I mean, you know what I know. You know what I know about Betty Croker's.
Are you actually wanting to do that right now, Brett, or?
No, he just brought it up.
Okay. I mean, maybe.
Was this the same day as the leeches?
No, that was 5 days ago, 6 days ago. So you guys are all topped off on all your stuff. I probably should have started with that. You've had many sleeps since your last combat.
Cool, then we can burn it down if you want.
I mean, we're supposed to be keeping a low profile, I thought, but if that's your call, boss, I guess we'll burn it down. I'm not opposed.
That was a test, Kellen, and you failed.
What?
Here,
I didn't say let's go burn it down. I said I'm not opposed.
I think Brett and someone else should go in there while he's got his see invisibility active and just kind of, just get some pastries, have a look around, and be a normal customer.
Volunteer to go in.
Can we trust you?
I promise I'll just look around. I'll just take a look. I'll just investigate the room.
Kellen does not.
I'll help.
Okay.
I mean, we can all just go in there as a group if you would like. I mean, Mary.
I can get those cricket protein brownies I really like.
Yeah.
They're seasonal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. We all are disguised. That's true.
Yeah, I look like a totally normal dude.
So that way you can talk and you can do all the talking, Marius. And I'll just look around. I'll just act like I'm looking at the menu.
I don't even want to go in there.
Maybe if you notice something that they're out of, like ask if they could see if they like have it in the back or something. So then you can like try and get the door to open. Not like saying go back there, but get a peek.
And you guys will like be at the tavern or something? Or are we all going in?
Yeah, Marius said he doesn't want to go in.
I mean, I don't see what the point is.
Let's just be quick in and out. If there's nothing going on, we just nothing. It's fine.
Even if there's something going on, like we're not
No, we're just covering our bases, Mayor. We're just covering our bases.
It's
And
better to
plan
know
for the
that
worst,
there is a
right?
trap around and not step in it than to suddenly stumble into the trap, right?
No.
Well, wait. So if that's the trap, then why don't we just not go there?
I'm okay. It's metaphorical. I'm not saying going there is an immediate trap. It's just, if there is auric activity around, then that just means we need to be even more careful.
I mean, it's still a popular franchise. Like, they're just, they're gonna be places.
Yeah, I think we look
I'm
kind of awkward standing here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd
all
never
right.
seen those
No, we're
things
tourists.
until all this started happening.
Let's just go
That
in.
place ruined my favorite little bakery.
It's fine. We don't have to check it out if you guys don't want to. We can just go chill at the tavern. I'm down to get a drink.
Yeah, we don't need a chain. We can check out the local fair,
It's too
supporting
late.
local businesses.
I've been swayed.
Now you want to go in?
We've all changed our minds, and you've turned around. You're
I
the
think
leader.
we're fine first. Okay. It's not a dictatorship. You guys divulge everything on your own.
Not gonna say anything.
You can't help yourself.
We're not gonna say anything.
Okay, the best of both worlds is that Kellen and I go in there, and I get my cricket brownies, and then you guys are in the tavern, and we just bring it over like normal tourists on the seas do. They get pastries and eat at taverns and talk about stuff. That's normal.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about it, and then nothing will ever happen.
So do you
I mean,
guys
now I
want
just want some
anything?
pastries. So, I mean, yeah.
Do you just want to come with us then?
I imagine Brett knows everyone's like usuals from Betty's. I mean,
Nah, I trust you guys. Look around. I'll go to the tavern and I'll
Cool. Find us a booth, and I will join back up.
see what I can see.
Do you want me to accompany you, Marius, or?
You can go with them. It doesn't matter.
I mean, honestly, I'm not really going to be that useful there.
To the tavern it is.
Beautiful, beautiful. You guys walking past the center space, taking in the buildings. You can see there are a few other people, again, out and about, like a guard or two wearing this similar sort of armor and regalia as those assumed guards you saw on those defensive turrets. One or two look like maybe citizens, maybe they're workers. You don't really see any other housing. You're not really sure how all that works.
Yeah.
So who's heading over to Betty Croker's and who's heading over to the Wonder House?
Yes, me and Marius to the Wonder House.
The Wunda House.
The Wonder House.
Yeah, so we got our casters to the bar and our Zed boys to the bakery.
What
Yeah,
boys?
we just-
Our Phys Ed boys.
Phys
Phys
Ed.
Ed.
Love it. So we'll start with our two heading over to the bakery here, heading over to Betty Croker's. As we see our party of four split up, two going to the Wonder House, two going to Betty Croker's. As we would watch Brett and Kellen approach this again, almost picturesque cottage aesthetic building with this big branded sign hanging kind of like above the first floor, obscuring part of that second floor. Betty Croker's, a large sign. Heading up to the sort of glass paneled door, opening it up, hearing a familiar chime of a doorbell overhead. Entering, there wouldn't be any other guests in here. You would see 3 grungs here in the front of house. Many display cases, like showing a large assortment of sweets and confections. There would be a few more on display on the interior, as well as a small section of like custom orders with pies and cakes and much larger displays than their usual sort of bite-sized endeavors they sell. Stepping in, you would see this sort of blue and orange skinned grung sort of give you a hearty wave, his large frog eyes and sort of like reptile-y, slimy skin giving a little bit of like a jaunty wave. Good morning, good morning. Welcome here to Betty Croker's. How can we help you?
Oh, good morning. Wow, I can't believe there's a Betty's all the way out here. I feel so lucky.
You're not the first one to say that. It won't be the last.
Wow, do you have any samples today?
We have a ton of samples. We have these new fudge flies we've been crocking up. Hands you over.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I was trying to, keep him occupied, let Kellen look around casually.
Yeah, take a look around.
Give me a perception check for a general once-over of this place. Doing your first sort of survey.
God. My perceptions.
Boy.
It smells delicious in here, and you hate it.
I'm gonna call over some encouragement. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, Kellen, I know you'll find something you like soon." Give him some inspiration.
What looks like in the display cases and stuff? Does it look like anything's like out of stock?
With a 7 perception, giving it a once-over, they are fully stocked, maybe overstocked. And you sort of look behind the counter in these display cases up here, and there's several racks of things not even put out yet. Some cooling, some in the middle of preparation, some just back stock.
I mean, Brett, I'm so picky, and I mean, everything that you have here is so beautiful, and everything looks so immaculate, but do you guys do custom orders maybe?
You betcha, Fred. What sort of confection's gonna get your juices going?
Oh, well, you see, I really like those eclairs, but I need something different. Something with a little more pizzazz, that's a little more unique. What kind of other toppings do you have available, and what kind of other fillings can I get?
Well, usually the pond side is the preferred for the eclairs. A lot of people love the fishy afternotes mixed with the dragonfly crunch. We've a few different options. What ingredients would be your preference, my friend?
Oh, I mean, you seem like I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Oh, my name? I am Farley.
Oh, Farley. Well, you seem like a master pâtissier here, and so I would entrust that you have something in mind that is unique and different, and maybe just a little outside the box that you've been wanting to try to experiment. Something that will uh, just really wow a crowd.
Um, as far as eclairs, nothing in particular, but the fudge flies, if you would care to try some. And he's holding out like a few of what looks like these fudge and chocolate covered flies. They're almost like, best way I could describe them, it looks like a bunch of crunch, like a chocolate covered raisin,
That's
but it's
exactly what I was
obviously
imagining.
like a fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll
I love it.
try that, and he'll say, it's absolutely fantastic, Farley. Again, can we add something? It's missing like a gooey note to it, like you know those wood grubs that have that really like peanut buttery flavor to them.
Of course. I mean, we have a few on for sale here. They're caramelized, so they're a little firm, not quite as juicy as raw, but they're pretty good.
Right, but so what if we could throw that in with the the fudge flies and kind of combine something and create something new? Can you do something like that? Can you go in the back and ask if that's
Well,
possible?
no need to ask, friend. I mean, I'm actually the head baker here. I've been stationed here for about 6 years. We could probably try something like that. What sort of sizes are you thinking here, my friend? You thinking a good baker's dozen?
I mean, how long would it take you to assemble a double order?
Double order. Got a few things currently on the racks, but for a nice free thinker like yourself, I think we could probably crack it out within about 2 or 3 hours. Gotta do a little bit of prep, but it shouldn't be too bad. We would need a down payment, of course.
Of course. I mean, how much how much would something like that cost, Farley?
We'll need at least 1 gold and 5 silver for the down payment.
Mhm.
I couldn't think it'd be more than 3 gold pieces for this sort of custom order. I mean, we'll throw in a few extras as well. I mean, if you're getting 2 full helpings of it, we'll have some leftovers, I'm sure. Some freebies, yeah, for my friends here.
Right. So Farley, what if I could give you 15 gold right now, and for 2 hours you just close down the shop and just get started on this?
As soon as you say like close down the shop, his face sort of gets like a grimace. Well, I could never do that. That would be outside of protocol.
I
And
mean, I'm sorry,
as
I didn't mean like close down the shop. I just meant speed up the process and maybe like, just hop back in the kitchen yourself and make sure that everything is just perfection, you know?
now, come on, Fred. It's just like Betty Croker always says: the good stuff's done when it's done.
Uh, so that's a firm no, I take it then, Farley.
I, you gotta be working with me a little bit. I mean, we're gonna be going outside the box, and I'm excited to try it. Don't get me wrong,
Oh,
friend,
I
but
know, and I
we
thought
have a
15
rush
gold
to get to.
was a wonderful price. I mean, what are you thinking, Farley, for such a speedy process?
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage here, Kellen. Brett, you're like off to the side watching this exchange.
Hey, and you have inspiration for me. Just throwing that
Oh
out there.
yeah, we'll use that D8. 19?
19. Farley sort of sits there for just a minute. He probably eyes the other grungs, the other two in this sort of front of house, milling about the sort of nice back interior here. He looks back. 60 gold pieces. I could get that order started up right now. I'll try as hard as I can to get it up and out in the ovens as quick as I can. But again, it's like Granny Betty always says: good stuff's done when it's done.
You know what, Farley? That sounds beautiful, and I will even give you a tip. I will give you 68 gold.
Yeah, that's not necessary at all, my friend. I appreciate that, but 60 should be fine.
Okay, 60 gold it is. And while all of this is going on, can I take a just look around?
I mean, you could try another perception check. Your last one did not go super great, but give it a shot. Slightly higher DC.
I mean, I guess, can I also look around? I don't know how helpful I am or what we're looking for, but.
Yeah, give me a
Yeah, could I
perception check.
just use this as distraction for Brett to look around since my perception's not been great?
Sure, Breck, you could take advantage on this.
Alright, I'm
You're
gonna look with all of my eyes.
here on the
And
sideline.
my
Did you not
mind.
do the see invisibility?
Yeah. I mean, I forgot to, cast it in the thing, but.
I just wasn't sure
Did
because it hadn't
you
really
take
been said.
your
So
Did you take your spell slot off?
Yeah, I do have it off, actually.
Cool. Yeah, if the spell slot's gone, it's cast.
Boom. Boom, baby. Okay.
Check advantage.
I'm gonna look with my eyes and my brain and my magic. Fate.
Double
The
The
14.
game said 14.
Getting a lot of those lately.
Looking around, you see a fairly wholesome bakery. It looks almost exactly like the one at the campus at Strixhaven. There's a little key changes in its interior, but it looks so similar. You see one of the grungs in the back would be cleaning out some dishes, cleaning off utensils. Another one would be like actually kneading a large handful of dough, just pressing it out, churning it, and pressing it out. It's suspicious that you're seeing. You do see the door that would assumingly lead to a back room, but no movement from it. No strange anything as far as you can tell.
Yeah, I just sort of catch Kellen's eye and give him a shrug, like, oh, seems normal.
Well, beautiful, Farley. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And again, I'm looking so forward to this wonderful creation. You'll have to let me know what you decide to name it when we decide to stop back by.
And he's probably counting out the 60 gold pieces. Yes, we're going to get that guy started up right now. Boys, we got something fun. And he like moves over to the back, beginning to crowd the other two. Right. You guys begin to step back out. We'll move over to the inn where we would watch Marius and Gale split from Kellen and Brett, head over to the Wonder House. Stepping through the sturdy, dark oak door, you would enter this fairly spacious looking tavern interior. Seemingly having 2 floors, as you can see, like an upstairs, like a railing that sort of goes around the whole interior. So it's sort of like an open ceiling to that second floor. Looking around, there's a lot of tables, a lot of chairs and booths. Not too many patrons today. Enough to create a little bit of chatter, just a little bit of atmosphere, but enough to where it feels pretty slow, pretty not like dreary, but kind of sleepy.
Yeah, it's not like dead, but it's not bustling.
You would see this sort of blonde-haired dwarf sort of move from behind the actual tavern itself, seeing some new patrons step in. Welcome. How can I help you at the Wonder House? You looking for room or drink or food?
I guess food, drink right now.
Yeah, potentially a room. We'll see.
Excellent, dearies. Excellent. Please, booth, table, bar top, standing. Options really yours.
A corner booth? Yeah, somewhere quiet.
Something for like 4 people. We should have some friends joining us soon. They wanted to check out the bakery.
Heading over to Croker's. I get it. They got some good stuff there. My favorite, I love those. What are they? The cockroach snickerdoodle Cinnabites. They're so tasty.
Yeah, they have those. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if Gale can hide the cringe at cockroach. Oh no, very noticeable cringe at the
Visibly
cockroaches.
pulls away.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, those are great, I guess.
Oh, trust me, they're delicious. Here, this little back corner booth should get you guys nice and settled. Plenty of room for you if you have a few more friends. What are we looking to drink today? We want we got some wines, not a whole lot. We got a lot of whiskeys, a lot of different rums. Ales. We've got some good ales. Some of the classics. We have the Stout Way. We have the Humble Oak. A little bit more dark and hearty. Have you guys ever been here before?
No.
No, it's first time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kinda
you
passing
guys
through.
just looked familiar. I couldn't tell so many faces.
No, that's fair. I'm sure you see so many. I'll start to blend.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What is she again? What does she look like?
She would be a little bit like average height for a dwarf, so maybe like getting around 5 foot, maybe a little under 5 foot. Long, poofy blonde hair. Her face would be littered in freckles. She'd be wearing not really like a barmaid's dress, but it would look like a very light and airy, like almost like tunic, pants, boot attire. A little bit of a heel on the boot, but the sleeves rolled up. Looks like she's actually ready to do work, more of like a bar hand or a barkeep versus like a barmaid, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we can't get that a lot actually. I guess we just kind of have those generic faces, you know.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, my recommendation, I like the humble oak. Again, it's a little bit darker, a little stout, but it's just good. It has a little bit of like a chocolate fudgy note. A lot of people that like croakers end up liking that one.
You know, I'll give that a try. I'm usually a wine girl, but is it a stout? That's a stout, right?
Yes, a little bit of a head on it, but again, super good, served at room temperature.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Excellent, excellent. Feel free to ponder over food, and she would like motion to these like probably roughed up looking parchments. They're like the daily specials, and it's pretty basic. There's like a cheddar potato soup. There's a cockatrice sandwich. There is a pulled axe beak barbecue. And then there's like a few like vegetarian options, but not very many. There's like a fruit salad and a regular salad.
Vegetarian options: fruit salad, Caesar salad. Wait,
Uh-huh.
doesn't that have chicken? If I'm thinking of the right salad.
But this blonde-haired dwarf would sort of head back out, a heavy click of the heel, heading over to one of the nearby tables, kind of schmoozing them up a little bit, grabbing an empty tankard or two before heading back over to the bar top.
I mean, I guess makes sense. Bit of a limited menu. kind of like, ugh. I was hoping for a few more options. I don't. What looks good to you, Marius?
I guess the pulled axe beak. That sounds interesting. Or maybe I'll just ask for some bread.
I bet Brett would like that. I don't know why. Randomly, I sometimes like have the idea that Brett's like vegan or vegetarian, but I don't think that's true at all.
I can see him doing that eventually. I don't know if he's really at that point now, especially when they're like on the road.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, I
Well, what
guess
are
let's-
two in the tavern get up to?
Well, we can get some barbecue and then some potato soup, maybe. That was what it was, potato soup.
Yeah, a cheddar potato soup.
Yeah, I'll just order that, and then I guess just like scope out the room. See if anything looks
Easy enough.
shady.
Give me some perception checks as a few minutes pass. Barmaid coming back over, handing off some drinks, probably schmoozing you guys up after passing off the humble oak ales. Taking some orders, getting some of the barbecued pulled axe beak, getting some of the cheddar soup.
An 8 and a 9.
The food actually looks pretty good.
I would say like an 8 and a 9, as she's just like schmoozing you guys up and kind of talking about the meals. Maybe you guys do get a little excited for the meals, and she's also very good at her job, very charismatic. You guys are just sort of lapping it up. There's again a couple people around in here. No one seems to be paying you any attention, from what you can tell.
Before
As,
the food has even come out, like Gail's like, honestly, good service always out trumps quality of food. So like, you can always make up for that if it's not good.
Yeah, to a point.
he heads back, placing some sort of order to what seems like a small cooking staff in the back, sort of giving it a loose shout out as she gets to this back window. Hearing some food beginning to be prepped, she pour a few more drinks, head off to a few more tables and booths, passing off drinks, refilling beverages, getting some dirty dishes out of the way. There's nothing in particular. 5, 6, 7 minutes begin to pass before your friends would probably come wandering in.
Yeah, so Croker's is clean. Brett did his thing, he checked it out, and we made a new friend. His name's Farley. We don't have to murder him, we don't have to burn down the bakery. So you were right, Marius. I'm good.
I don't see any invisible nonsense.
No invisible nonsense going on.
I guess you could check this room for invisible nonsense while you're at it.
Yeah. Let's do a quick, like, walk around. Wrap around.
Wrap around.
Wrap around.
Let's go back to walk around.
But yeah, Brett will, like, kind of walk through the public space. Kind of, like,
Shoulder checking.
casually looking around, picking fights.
That's fair. And so everyone else is in like at the Wonder House while Brett like goes on this little walk around the small space, or is Kellen joining him, or I guess anyone joining him really?
Oh, well, I think I meant, like, I think we all,
The tavern.
I meant, like, in the
about
tavern.
the tavern.
Like, they're just sitting at the
Oh.
table, and then I, like,
Oh.
walk around and grab a drink and come back and just kind
I
of
thought
report,
you
like,
I thought you meant like the actual spot, the public space. I see what you're saying.
yeah,
easy
sorry, I just
enough.
wanted to clarify I wasn't trying to snoop into, like, any of the rooms upstairs or anything.
Give me a perception check as you sort of dawdle around, maybe get a drink in hand, like you said.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Good one.
17. You can see that probably half of the patrons in here, which there are not that many, half of them are likely part of this Elven Star Militia group. You can pick out a few pieces of their armament that they maybe keep under like a cloak or a jacket of some kind, trying to keep low key. Maybe see a few weapons, maybe a few insignia, just a few telltale signs that most of these are probably off-duty guards. The other patrons that you do pick up on seem to be other travelers. None seem to pay you too much mind, though none are outwardly closed off. If you came by, made a comment, they would probably give you like a bit of a jest in return, but nothing too crazy. Kind of a, again, similar atmosphere that Gale and Marius got when they came in, sort of a sleepy, quiet tavern interior here.
Cool.
A lot of empty space, again, not very many patrons in the large, almost 2-floor interior.
Also have, like, a casual conversation. Like, say, imagine he kind of walks up to the bar and he's like, oh, one pint of blah.
Hmm.
How are you? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Then he comes back, reports in, didn't see any shenanigans. But he would volunteer to, like, do a wraparound of the whole place. You know, what you were thinking earlier, because he doesn't have this for an hour.
Fair.
I mean, sure. If you want to just check it out, I mean, everything seems pretty up to snuff about this place so far, which in and of itself is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can stretch my legs real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of odd that there's a Croker's all the way out here in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe
but
Marius is
other
maybe
than that,
Marius is right. Maybe not every single one of them has to be,
Shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Yeah. Not everything is shenanigans, guys. But I'll just do a quick, lap. Stretch my legs.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Cool with that, Mayor?
Love it.
Yeah. Might as well take advantage.
Be right back.
Getting up, heading out of the Wonder House. Give me another perception check, Brett. Sort of taking in the surroundings, seeing the vast starscape, fully enclosing the small little trade post.
My boy.
12. You begin walking around the space. You maybe drift by Betty Croker's. No patrons seem to come in a little bit of time. You sort of circle the small plot. See a couple of guards come in and out of that Alcazar, that Elven Star militia. As you walk by the shipwrights, you could probably see on the interior now, like in the interior, I should say. You probably see the shifted Aelity and Captain Casper haggling with what looks like this half orc, maybe a carpenter, just based on his garb. They're sort of going back and forth over pricing on these repairs, basically. Walking by this surplus supply store, Umbral's surplus supply store, sort of peeking through some of the interior. It is a massive, just like smorgasbord of random items being sold here. You can see some weapons, armor, adventuring supplies. You think you maybe see what looks like a herbalist section. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff in there. It's hard to get an exact tell because the interior looks just a little bit bigger than maybe you expected when you're looking through these windows. Like, spaciously, it like gained a couple of feet on the inside on each side.
Interesting.
And as you're sort of walking by the space, you probably overhear two guards that are maybe like walking down this pathway, maybe heading towards the Alcazar. You probably hear one of them just offhandedly say to the other, "Hunting parties haven't even reported back yet. Poor bastards probably got their heads ripped off." The other guard saying, "Come on, you can't just say shit like that. That's not cool." And they like walk past you, heading to the Alcazar.
I want to hear more. Can I follow? As just to keep hearing.
You can follow like a couple of steps before they walk into the building. I'll give you one more perception check to hear the like sort of the last sentence or two of the exchange before the door shuts behind them. Unless you're trying to go into the building.
I'm willing to enter the building, so maybe I do.
The 21 perception. This will kind of be your last moment. You sort of hear this as the door is shutting, and that could be your tell if you go in or not. You hear the one lead guard after the one sort of like told him he shouldn't say that. "I mean, look, you go out looking for Star Lancers, poking the beast, that's what's gonna happen." The door beginning to shut behind them as they enter the Alcazar.
What does that mean? It's like a business, right? I can go in there. It's not like some kind of private place.
The Alcazar is this one over here.
Oh, oops.
And giving it like a once over with your previous perception checks, it looks very military.
Oh.
With enough of a guess, you probably think this is where the guards probably operate out of and sleep and live.
Oh. I don't think I can go in there. That sounds like Kellen business. I think I better go let them know what I heard.
So, how's your meditations been going, Marius? Since Koski's gone.
I mean, they've been pretty
Yeah,
good.
they've been fine. We've been doing them together, and it's
Kelly.
been great. And we have just as much of a connection as that stupid cow thing did with him.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay. I feel like we should unpack that, but maybe now isn't the time.
Pack what?
Well,
It's This is probably as Brett is like sitting down at the table with all you guys.
It's like, were you just talking about Koshki? Man, I miss him.
Oh yeah, we
Anyway.
were all just talking about how we didn't miss him and how we're so much happier now that he's gone. So
Oh, you have to lie to yourself.
You barely even met him. Why are... Okay.
You left, Kellen. You left.
Guys, I overheard something crazy. And then,
What?
he'll let them know. Something about Sun Lancers and Beast,
Maybe was
hunting
they,
party.
is they here?
I mean, seems like they're waiting for them here. So they returned.
Like on this island? There's
Here's
posts?
kind of implied.
Oh,
I mean, it's pretty quiet. Like, it's probably like in this area of
okay.
wild space. Not necessarily like this island specifically.
I don't know if Captain Casper wants us to like go searching after somebody with a ship, and plus we're already searching after somebody, right?
Sure, it's just like Beast sounds like an environmental problem,
Like we might
Yeah,
have
no,
to
like,
deal with it.
yeah, like this is something we should probably keep an eye
Oh,
out
okay.
for if
Maybe.
guards of this place are going missing on hunting parties.
Maybe that waitress would know about it. With the
Yeah, but
rumors, maybe.
you said Sun Lancers?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Star Lancers?
Star Lancers?
Star Lancers?
Yeah.
Star Lancers.
Whichever one he said.
Star Lancers.
Star.
Superstar.
Yeah,
Is it
maybe we'll
again?
just try and casually bring that up when she comes back around.
We'll say you guys maybe see her beginning to make a track back over, maybe with a refreshed beverage or two in hand, coming over to switch out with some empty goblets you have.
Who wants to take a crack at this?
I mean, Brett will try it. Like, he'll just be like, so I was like taking a nice walk. 'Cause this place is so peaceful and like beautiful. And I overheard like some of those guard guys saying something about like a beast. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. A beast like around here. But like, do you know anything about that?
Beasts. One thing I could think of is there was a pack of hunters that came through, traveled all the way to the chronosphere here, searching for some weird lancer things. I don't remember their names. Said there was a big price on their head. Didn't say what sphere they're from or who had the price, but they seemed happy about it.
Oh, so it's not like a guard thing. It was like just a recent event.
They came through maybe a couple days back at this point. I mean, I've heard rumors of Star Lancers here in this sphere, but I've never seen them.
Well, like, what is a Star Lancer? That's like the beast? I'm confused.
Yeah, they're pretty mean. Big, long, fly, got these wing things, big scary teeth. They like to ram
Whoa.
stuff. They're no joke. Some people say that they can camouflage themselves, which is terrifying.
Oh.
What? But you haven't had to deal with them around here recently?
I haven't. I mean, I've been living here for 10 years, 12 years. I haven't had to deal with them. Again, heard rumors, heard people looking or bumping into them. First time
Oh.
I've heard someone coming out here looking for them. Stood out.
I mean, I know you've only heard rumors, but like, do you know like how good the camouflage is? Like, because I know like some people with magic, like they can like turn invisible. Is it like that, or do you know?
Remember this real cocky gnome saying that it could get right up in your face and you wouldn't even know it till it lanced you. whatever that means.
Doesn't sound fun.
No, oh gods, no.
Was
Well,
anyone else
maybe-
in here like people who knew about that stuff? Or
Hunters?
are all these people just like guards?
I mean, a few of them are workers here. Some guards, some friends, a couple travelers. No one quite as fun as you guys, though.
Thanks.
All right, cuties. Let me know if you need anything. And she like begins to head back over to the bar.
Mhm.
Well, that's scary.
Okay.
They're just about this sphere, apparently.
Well, we'll just let Captain know. He's probably heard of it, right?
I hope he's heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, it should be fine. Like, Brett's got his see invisibility now, so like he should be able to see right through their camouflage. Nobody's sneaking up on Brett.
I mean, if they're invisible specifically, I think. Just to be clear. Cause like, maybe detect magic might be better cause it's like, it casts a wider net. But also, I will continue to use this. I mean, I could add detect magic to my primer instead of disguise self, and then I have both.
This is good.
I mean, I also think we should try to get out of here as quick as possible. I don't know about you guys. How are you feeling about that? Captain said.
But when do you think your eclairs gonna be ready?
I mean, Farley said it'd take like an hour or two, right?
What did you order? You didn't
I
even
ordered
ask.
some just phenomenal, beautiful custom eclairs, and we're getting two baker's dozens. We'll just freeze them and we'll save them while on the ship and while we're traveling out. Yeah, it'll be great.
Gail's like looking at you like, you got something
Yeah,
custom?
yeah.
What?
No, and like
You don't normally do
I,
stuff
I
like that.
don't. And I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I got a little sidetracked. I got a little ahead of myself, and I thought that I could get Farley to just like go do his thing and let us look around a little bit, but he kind of shoot us out of the shop pretty quick. So yeah, the plan kind of backfired on me, but that's okay. Brett still got to check some things
He-
out and stuff. He popped his
uh,
invisibility.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, but I looked around. I knew that part. Yeah,
Oh, that's what happened.
he was not following what was going on with the conversation. Yes.
It was I know, really roundabout way
Good.
of doing things, but I'm learning, and hey, I didn't do anything crazy, and we didn't tell anybody who we
Yeah.
were, so like, hey, we're learning, Mayor. We're doing good. And it's probably a good thing we didn't take Gil with us.
Yeah. My regular guy name is Brad.
Yeah.
I feel like that's still a little close.
But I don't look the same. He's got exactly the same frame, but he's just got like normal hair, and the skin color is just like different.
He's just human variant Brett to a T.
Yeah. But he looks really human, you guys.
I don't know. There also looked to be like this weird like and Bob's shop in town. Like, you guys maybe want to go check that out if after lunch, or
Yeah, I was
should we
actually
pick
kind
up
of
our
curious.
eclairs and stuff? Yeah.
Check out the shop,
and
get the
when
eclairs,
we stop
take 'em.
by, we can all just, kind of peer around the shop. Cast the whitest net we can. Again, it's normal. Everything checks out. It looks good. Just in case we missed anything.
Fair enough. So a little bit of time passes, maybe they're 20, 30 minutes. It's maybe getting close to the hour of your sea invisibility, Brett.
Mm.
The sort of barmaid making her way back over, probably taking any extra dishes, hearing that you're about to make your way out. She does like a quick tally of math in her head. That'll be plus the 2 rounds. Well, I guess you had 3. We'll just call it 4 gold pieces. That should be enough for all the food and drinks.
I will put down 6 gold. There you
Wow.
go.
Thank you kindly.
I mean, the service really was impeccable.
I I do my best. I do my best. Hope to see you all around. Please, safe travels. Saloon's blessings.
And Celine's blessings to you.
That's fun.
Gail's such a flirt.
Makes your way back over to the bar as you all make your way out of the Wonder House here, I assume.
Hey, Marius, did you hear that? They're like
Yeah, there
saloon
follow
here.
us here, man.
Ooh. See, I knew this place was good.
Celine's blessings to you. And Celine's blessings to you.
Ooh.
These are my
Gail just giggles to herself.
Is there a moon around here? Like, I'm looking around.
Not that you're seeing.
Huh. Well, whatever.
Guys, step out into the small plot of land, heading over to Umbral's surplus supplies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's go
Shopping!
shopping. In a supply store.
As you guys head over to, again, the second largest building here, the cluster of 5. Stepping into the interior, all of you would immediately feel that bit of an extra spatial feel. The interior being just a little bit bigger than you expected just when you approached. But
Oh.
seeing rows and shelves and cabinets and displays, items littered the massive long rectangle interior here. There would be this almost central, almost like in the dead heart of it, like a cashier's box, where it's just a square with walls going up each side. You can see a bit of shimmering magic protecting the cashier on one side from the actual patrons. It's a very interesting interior here. There'd be a few other patrons milling about, a few looking over at some cloaks, a couple over at some herbs and medicinal remedies, a couple over at the weapons. But without too much need to role play in here, mechanically, you guys can get just about any adventuring gear, weapons, armor, or just about any casting component here. Costs may vary based on locale. I will say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. How much is a health potion?
Roll me 1d4.
1d4?
Mhm.
2.
They have 2 potions of greater healing for 200 gold apiece.
Mm.
Whew. So just a basic. Wait, what kind of potion?
That is a
Of healing?
greater healing.
Greater. Okay.
How much is, so that's, I can afford one of those. I might get that. I never spend my money anyway.
Oh, jeez.
You got
How
2
much does a
available.
greater give you?
A greater would be 4d4 plus 4.
That's nice and easy to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll get one.
All right, go ahead and take 200 gold out of your inventory and add a greater healing potion. Or a potion of greater healing, however you want to word it.
Mm-hmm.
What do I need? Specifically.
I picture
Do they have
Marius
diamonds
walking the
for 300
aisles.
gold?
They do. Roll me a d4, my good sir.
A trace.
3. So they would have 3 large chunks of diamond. Each one a little bit different. Some a little bit more pure than others. Based on your loose valuing, you know that they should each be worth 300 gold pieces. The tag on this display would say 350 gold pieces per.
This is a racket. Here's the thing. I only have I have 300 gold. I don't know if anybody wants to contribute to the Revivify diamonds, but
We'll say Aelity pitched in the 50 gold. How about that?
hey,
She was like, hey, just in case. And she just so happened to give you 50 gold.
oh wait, I put that in the wrong spot. Okay, no more than one person die.
They still have 2 more of these. You guys would all see that in case anyone is feeling like splurging.
That's how much? 300 gold?
350.
350?
There's a bit of a markup here because each one should be at true value 300 gold pieces.
If we want to get one more, maybe each of us pitch in another 100.
I don't
Or
have
a little-
100.
You don't have 100? Well,
I have 74 gold
And a sweet ass potion.
and a sweet ass potion.
that's right. You bought the potion.
Mm-hmm.
I know, man. It just seems a little fucking pricey here, so I think I'm gonna pass.
Don't forget, there's also like basic armor and weapons and stuff. Like adventuring supplies and other goods if there is any particular odds and ends. I know you guys did a little bit of shopping previously, but your shopping list could change with your astral sea voyage, only about a day away at this point. Because again, this is day 13 out in wild space. By the middle-ish to end of tomorrow, you should be breaching the sphere.
I know it may be pricey, but I gotta ask if they have any like wands.
Any wands? Just like magic wands in general, as far as like wand of smiles and wand of magic missile and stuff like that, or like
Yeah, I mean, one that would be good for her would be wand of lightning bolts, but that's a rare one.
Fair.
It would also, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a thing, like getting like a +1 wand. You know what I mean? Like with the weapons. I don't know if that's a thing.
Roll me a d20. Flat d20.
Yeah. Ha.
Natural 1. They would have a wide assortment of basic wands as you begin to look through. You probably see like a crystalline wand and probably have like this moment of like, God damn it, crystal wand bullshit. Of course they're selling it here too.
Looks so much nicer than my stupid moonstone wand that I have no use for.
And it would have one magic wand here. As you begin to look over, it would have a little display tag underneath it as it's in its own ornate case. And it would say Wand of the War Mage.
Oh.
And mechanically, while holding this wand, you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls determined by the wand's rarity, which this one is uncommon, so it's just a +1. In addition, you ignore half cover when making a spell attack. You like have that moment. You look at the price tag, and it's 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh man,
Um,
expensive.
shit. Yeah, that's expensive.
One day.
God damn it.
We could spend the night and plan a heist.
Yes.
Grab the other diamonds while we're at it.
And anything else we want?
It's for the greater good. Little arson? No? Okay, sorry. I just wasn't sure where we're drawing the line.
I shouldn't have even looked. This is just torture.
The natural one. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, this is so fitting for a natural one. It's there and out of reach. I would have to not only like give up everything I had, like, which is valuable, which is basically my current wand and all of my gold, but also try and convince someone else to pitch in. Like it's out of reach. Maybe there's a slight scene where she tries to like convince other people and they're like, Gale, stop it.
But I can give up everything, and then you just have to pitch in like 200 gold, and then and then I'll have the
Yep.
wand.
And then we'll save the world.
And then we'll defeat the Auric, and everyone will love me.
With my +1 wand.
Any other bits or bobs anyone would be looking for? As there is a wide variety of
Got
items
any
here.
books on planeswalkers and or how to transfer a soul into a body?
Just wondering.
You could give it a look around, and the basic manuals and field guides. You wouldn't see anything about planeswalking or body transfers or anything. No need to roll. That is very, very specific information. This place is more of a big
Yeah,
old
you
supply
never know
store.
until you check.
Hey, it's worth checking because again, they did have books, so you did look through the section, but sadly, nothing for you.
Ooh.
I actually need a new bedroll. I still have my destroyed one.
Could
Ooh,
I
smart.
retroactively, since nobody seems to want this, try and offer up like the potion of fire breathing in exchange for that potion Brett got? Save him some money.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17?
17. You would sort of contemplate for a little bit, and they hit you with the low ball of, we'll take it off your hands, and 35 gold pieces.
Oh.
God damn, Mirror. They are running a
Ugh.
racket here, aren't they?
Ugh.
Well, I mean, look where we are.
I mean,
They look
I'm
around
not
the
gonna
second
drink
room.
this. Does anybody else
Oh,
want this?
it's worth more than 35 gold. Come on. We'll find some kind of use for it.
What were you trying to
Okay,
sell
I guess
again?
I'll keep it.
Potion of fire breathing.
I was
It,
trying to save money for Brett. The potion of fire breathing.
Oh. One day, if ever
One
we'll
day.
use it.
it's gonna come in clutch.
Brett, you head over to some of the more classic adventuring gear in that basic section. They have simple bedrolls for 2 gold, which you know that's overpriced because you bought a
Yeah.
bedroll not
Oh
long
my
ago.
god.
And they have the real nice bedrolls here. You think you remember Gale getting one of these, but these ones are marked up to 5 gold pieces.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't need a bedroll. It's
God damn,
fine.
these towns, man.
It's fine.
I
I got
don't.
the potion of greater healing. I've already been
Honestly, though,
gouged here.
I don't think Gale would bat an eye at 2 gold for a bedroll.
Brett just spent 200.
True. Gale hasn't spent money yet. So she's gonna get a bedroll, and then she also wants to get a like a fresh journal, one that for like drawing.
Ooh, easy enough. Easy enough. So we're going for a basic bedroll. You getting the bougie one?
No, basic. She
Two
she would
gold.
she would see that like 5 gold for the other one and be like, no, that's too much. She's like, I
Fair.
know the price of this.
Yeah, I
But I
worked at a
need
shop,
something.
motherfuckers.
She's like, I know this is overpriced for 2 gold. I don't care. I was like, I'll pay that.
So funny. We'll say to get a whole, nice bound book of good quality, it would be 5 silver pieces.
2.5 gold. Yeah, and out of
You would see they have
5.
spell books available here for 100 gold pieces a pop. They're just blank, but they're spell book quality.
Oh, so you could actually like inscribe spells into them.
Much like the grimoire you guys set ablaze a couple days ago.
That seems a little overpriced.
Oh, for sure. But they're here.
I don't even think mechanically I can really do anything with that as a sorcerer.
hmm
Boy, they really have a lot more than I was expecting here. for
Well, 'cause
being
none of it
out of the
sells.
middle, yeah, for being in the middle of fucking nowhere, they have a lot.
Umbrel's surplus supplies, baby.
Unfortunately, everything's fucking expensive.
They've got some surplus supplies. They've got some surplus supplies.
Anything else? I gotta add in the other things that I bought before I forget. Hmm.
Any other bits from anyone? Shopping lists?
Not from Brett.
Yeah, I'm good.
Ooh. Tea.
Ooh, getting some tea. Easy enough. Easy enough. We'll say a gold piece gets you this like canister that's full of like pre-made pouches, like probably 30, 40 of these like hefty pouches for like an actual large pot of tea.
Nice. Now I gotta think of like a nice tea.
Yeah, because they'd have a lot available here.
Yeah, I was like,
Many different.
I imagine I could just pick something, unless it's like crazy. It's like really, I don't even know what like a crazy tea would be.
We'll ponder it. Ponder it. Maybe Gale was being adventurous and just grabbed one.
Oh, maybe it's like a oolong.
All right. If there's nothing else, you guys heading out of Umbrals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's make your way back out into the small plot of land that is First Rock. Get a few people milling about, a few guards, a couple of workers, maybe travelers. You know that it's been maybe like an hour and a half-ish or so. Your custom order could be done, Kellen.
You should run over to the bakery and go check it out. I bet you they're gonna be good.
Are we all going together? Or
We
are you
should
just
also
grabbing it?
run again. Everybody can give it a once over just in case Brett and I missed anything. But it seemed normal. Everything checked out.
Alright, well, let's
Farley's
go
super
get your
cool. Well, I
creation.
mean, it's more Farley's creation at this point. Like, I just gave him the idea. He's kind of running with it. So, really excited to hear what he names it.
You guys make your way over to Betty Croker's, stepping through the glass pane door. You would enter the warm, cozy, again, almost like cottage interior. All these various sweets on display. Your nose is immediately filled with the smell of baked goods and sweets. Stepping in, you would see the blue-orange Grung give a bit of a wave to all of you before probably seeing Kellen. Ah, there you are. All right, you're here just in time. I just
Oh
finished
yes,
him up.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Farley. And I mean, let's take a look. Let's open up this box. And again, did you ever hear the name? And while Kellen's going on, he would kind of like signal for you guys to take a look around.
For one besides Kellen, give me some perception checks. Kellen, you're a bit distracted, sort of smooching, keeping him busy, sort of hiding the fact your friends are all like kind of checking out this place.
Woo!
I don't see the bits.
I'm also dumb, and I realized I did like buy a bedroll previously. I don't need another bedroll.
Hey, can I have it?
I love it. I love it. Marius and Gale, both of you are distracted by the sight of the box opening up. Chance, describe to us what these confections look
Yeah,
like.
so
Paint us
they're
a
just
picture.
they're long bars like eclairs, but they have like a chocolate ganache topping, and on top of, or no, sorry, they're the fudge covered ants, right? I thought that's what we ended up going with.
I think you added that to the top. I imagined it sort of like those loaded up fancy donuts where it's got like crumbled candy bar and stuff on top
So
of
it's
it.
got
Ooh, yeah.
the fudge covered flies on top, sprinkled on top of it with the chocolate ganache, and then in the center there are these there's the eclair cream, or the eclair custard, sorry, with like these three grubs in throughout it that are really fat and swollen, that are like caramelized and
Mhm.
cooked, and you can eat them plain. Like, you can eat them like this, or you can like set them in the fridge and let them harden up a little bit so that the grubs get like a more of a nougaty and a chewy texture to them. Really sweet, really peanut buttery, custardy, chocolatey.
And it's probably like Farley that's telling you that last bit, and he sort of gives a big smile. And they're actually currently still chilled. We took them out of the oven, gave them a bit of time to cool down a little bit, and popped them right into our freeze room. And
Farley.
voila! I haven't quite named them yet. I was hoping maybe you guys could maybe take a bite, maybe suggest a name.
Oh, everybody, would you like to take a bite, sample this beautiful delicacy out? Help us come up with a name.
Yeah, I mean Brett will totally. He's a fan of Betty's. Cut out like a big bite with a fork right out of the box.
Marius, Gale.
Yeah, Gail's gonna take a bite.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Reluctantly.
And it is super sweet, but man, it's pretty fucking good. Even though like a third of this is bugs, it's really good.
Get over the bugs.
Got a
It's
nice
delicious.
crunch on top to kind of balance out some of that gooiness and that chewiness.
And Brett, as you're kind of chewing your mouthful, you give a glance around to the space, and you would see the other two grungs are sort of holding not like their breath, but like holding their hands and looking patiently for all of your reactions. And as all of you kind of give like happy reactions, the other two grungs and Farley, they'll look a little elated, like sharing some looks between all three of them, like happy exchanges. Excellent. Any thoughts on a name, perhaps? We'd love to actually maybe whip up some of these for some future samples. They're a great pairing with the fudge flies, or a great
I
idea.
think it
Mm.
absolutely, and the first thing that comes to mind for me, Farley, is the Wonder Bar. I mean, it's just look at it.
Oh.
It's perfect, and we could use it to help promote the tavern, the Wonder House here.
Oh my god!
Oh, I love that. That's
You know
so cute.
what, Farley? I
That's a
really
good
hope
tie-in.
that something good comes out of this for you. You can take full credit for the birthing of this idea, and I really hope you go places.
Ah, thank you, friends, and again, I appreciate your pushing the expediency of these ones. I think it did ultimately pay off. Very fun confection. You'll find even just missing those two that you guys sort of parsed up there. There's still going to be about 27 of these bad boys. So here, please take them. Take them.
Oh my god, that's so many.
Oh my god.
You know,
How big are they?
I mean, it's like an eclair, so like you're longer than your palm,
Yeah.
assumingly.
Yeah. Damn.
Just take
That's
your
a
two
lot.
large boxes. Probably give some parting words to the other grungs as they all like happily give you waves goodbye, stepping outside into the open plot that is First Rock.
God damn it, I just gave them a brilliant idea that they're gonna make millions off of.
Mhm.
Those dastardly business people. They struck again. How could they do this to you, who was the most expecting?
You're just a natural entrepreneur. You can't turn it off.
That's true. You do keep stumbling into business.
For
Also,
better or
like,
worse.
Business.
You literally just told him he could use it. So, like,
Damn my giving personality.
You know what? Farley seems like a good guy. Like, he doesn't seem super shady or anything. So, like, maybe he deserves to go somewhere in life. Maybe he'll be the seed that I planted in the Croker Foundation that crumbles the hierarchy from the inside.
Or he's like the Hitler to the Oryx, and he just
this is his
whips
hideaway,
him
and we
into
just
shape.
happened to find him here.
Mine's finding the H bomb.
You
All right,
designed
well,
the newest dessert for the next Oric meeting.
They're
Yeah,
like,
the next
we feel
meeting
so
with all of the
energized
work
and
officials.
inspired by the Wonder Bar that we're going to take over the world even harder.
we'll burn down the Betty Croker, and while they're fighting the fire, we can rob the general store.
We'll get the crystal wand and the wand of War Mage.
Everybody wins.
I'll make you guys either super happy you made me leader, or you'll really regret it. Either way, it's gonna be a ride. That's the merriest style, baby.
Season 3, baby.
Love it. Love it. You guys taking your bounty, probably heading across the space. Would you guys head back to the ship, back to the inn? Where's our next destination?
I assumed back to the ship. I also
Same.
assume I probably got to take off another spell slot. Keep up the disguise self.
Fair, yeah. With that hour casting, that's a good call. Good call.
And just to be safe, gonna use a sorcery point for subtle. Cause I can.
Meanwhile, Brett is like, magic spell!
Oh, sorry.
There's just the slightest flicker of your hair changing to fire for a second, and then back to normal.
Is your hair on fire,
Anyway.
dude?
Love it.
What?
Oh, let me pass that out. Oh, I got it.
So watch you all cross the space, head in back over to the Dragonfly, seeing the shipwright currently being paid, beginning to head away with a few tools and like odds and ends and like scrap. Seeing the recently, minor repairs done to the very front of the ship, kind of standing out a little bit with some of the metalwork and wood fusion that they had to do, but looking
That's
good.
pretty fast.
Captain Casper probably like piping up when you guys get here. Thankfully, our damages weren't too bad. Minimum. That's in part to your guys' quick work dealing with the leeches. Good job again, by the way.
Yay!
Hooray! Team.
Oh, what's on these
Oh,
boxes?
yeah. Well, so this is gonna be probably something big one of these days. But
Honestly,
yeah,
you
just give it a
should just
shot.
eat it first. Unless, wait, you're not like allergic to peanuts or something, right?
No, thankfully not. My half-elf heritage would refuse that high amount of peanuts in our diet.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, so these are Wonder Bars. Yeah, just go ahead and try it, and then we'll tell you what it is.
Sure.
Wait, does it
yeah.
actually have peanut
Sure.
butter in it, or does it just
No,
taste
it doesn't
like
He's,
actually
like,
have
allergic.
peanut butter in it. It's the way that they raise the grubs, and the type of wood that they eat. They just end up having like a really nutty, peanutty flavor to them.
I'm allergic to
Oh.
grubs, so
Well, that was
I wish they would have
irrelevant.
just used peanut butter.
And like as Casper takes like a big bite and he's like chewing it, he's like, it's not bad. Glenn probably like runs up to you guys on the top deck, looks at the box, and like probably eyes go wide. Ooh, candy grubs, and like grabs one of the eclairs. Captain Casper's like, candy grubs? Ugh,
Gail's just
that's
like,
what those
yeah.
were?
Yeah,
Those were candy
I mean,
grubs?
all of the croaker
hmm
pastries have bugs in them.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
kind of hate it too, but
Like
like,
the little
it is
crunchy bit
also
on
really
top was
yummy,
like
right?
fly. It was
But
it was fudge flies.
Yeah,
ugh.
fudge flies.
The fact it was so delicious, I don't know if that makes it better or
It's
worse. I can't fully decide.
I'm right there with you. I get
It's
it. You
awesome
just
because
kind of
you
have
get
to
your
not think
sugars
about
and
it.
you get your carbs and you get your protein.
I can't believe you've never had Betty's. That's so funny. They're like
No,
everywhere. Subsidies,
And
there's like
and
two
like we were
on each
telling you
corner.
earlier, some of them are evil
I've
and tied into this
seen
weird
them.
drug ring that they're, but not this one. Farley's cool.
Right. Yeah. Not much of a sweets guy. What did this cost you? An arm and a leg? How many of these do you have? And he's like lifting up the first box to
Uh,
see the second box.
I mean, at this
They're all
point,
He got
exactly the same.
I mean, at this
he
point
got
now,
them
between the two
custom
that you
made.
guys, well, 1.5 you guys just say 25.
Damn. Okay. Shit. Didn't know that was like a preference you guys had. You guys never did that while we were out and about in Arcavios. Okay.
This was a Kellen decision, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Got you. Sweet tooth on this one. Good to know.
I mean, I have a sweet tooth. It's just a
Bargaining
bit more
chip.
traditional.
Yeah, he insists we stop at every bakery. Every single Betty's. He's like, oh, we
No,
gotta
because you
stop,
gotta
guys.
check in. You
This
never
guy.
know if they're running an illegal drug ring back there like they were at Strixhaven.
They're like,
Right.
we're like elbowing each other like more and more aggressively.
Captain Casper's probably looking at the half-eaten eclair in his hand and looks at you guys like jabbing at each other. It's like, all right, crew, let's get below deck. Let's get takeoff here. We got everything covered. Don't want to lose too much time.
Oh, as we're like climbing down, have you heard of this thing called a Star Lancer?
Star Lancers. Yes, they are absolutely terrifying. Never seen one. I should also clarify. I've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah, we were. Brett overheard something. Apparently, like some guys, a group came through here. Where it said they were looking for one, I guess, and nobody's seen them. But it's only been like 2 days. It's
There was like a hunting party that was like late. And anyway, we think they might have encountered these things, and so we heard they're scary. But we'll like keep an eye out, and it'll be fine, probably, right?
Right. We only have about 23, 22 hours till we actually begin breach. Best probably keep an extra lookout up on top deck just in case.
do they like stay within the sphere? Are we good once we leave it, or?
Starlancers aren't known to travel the astral sea. They can, fully capable. These days, most of them reside within remote spheres. Not so much hunted to extinction, but just so ravenous that they can overtake areas so fast. Once put down, they're not known to repopulate quickly, but they come back, it's usually in full force. Hopefully those hunters found what they're looking for. Hopefully we don't. Find
Yeah,
what
I'm
they were
hoping
looking
nobody's
for.
seen them just because they found it and
Because
left.
they don't come out this way. Either or.
Yeah, fair enough. Fingers crossed either way. We'll try to keep our progress quick. As you guys are all coming down below deck, beginning to get to your posts, Glenn probably like stuffing the last half of her eclair in her mouth is like heading towards the bridge. I got pilot. She's like probably running past like Captain Casper. Fair enough. Go for it.
And we're just gonna store these in the freezer so that way they keep, so...
Freezer? Didn't know we had a freezer.
we don't-
deck. This one's
Don't have a
news to
freezer?
me.
Come
When
on,
did you pick that
man.
up? Yeah, I got a dry locker.
So it was like Ray of Frost, but you just kind of
Yeah, we'll
hit
just
it
like
so
make a
often.
cold box. Cold storage. It's cool.
Sure, yeah, we got extra crates, boxes, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, get an empty crate.
So I'll get below deck, the thrum of the ship as it sort of kicks into gear, begins to raise from the wooden docks of First Rock. Seeing a few people milling about the town, no one watching in particular. Typical travel as you begin to take off. The further you get away from First Rock, you can feel the ship's speed increase. Even a small plot of land like that having its own gravity pull, reducing the speeds of nearby spelljammers. The ship begins to take off, hitting full speeds at the interior here of the chronosphere. Who wants to roll me a flat D20 for the next little portion of your travel here?
Not Gale. Last
Captain,
time
my
I did
captain?
that was bad.
Serious?
Killing.
Gale does want to.
Uh,
I don't know, like
Yeah.
if we're just
Go
going
on,
off
Jet.
the same day, but Gale
Fine,
wants
I'll
to just
do it.
like sit up here and keep watch
17!
for a little bit.
Yeah.
17. The next 20, 22-ish hours of travel would go by pretty quickly. All of you getting a long rest to replenish any spells or any extra bits you may have used. Pretty quick, pretty sound. Not too many disturbances, getting a little bit of training in. It would be close to that 23rd hour. We'll say maybe, Gale, you are up on the top deck at this time, maybe doing your survey. As you're sort of checking out the space, it almost appears. It's almost like you didn't see this far out in the distance until boom, it comes into vision, miles and miles and miles off. You see a crystalline wall going as high as you can see to as low as you can see, spreading as far in east and west as you could perceive from this far off.
Oh,
Welcome to the Crystal Sphere, folks.
Oh.
Another
we're on
hour.
the edge.
2, 3 beginning to cross as you all getting closer and closer. All of you on the interior, Gale up on the top deck, anyone that would be looking out windows, you would see this massive crystal that you'd be heading towards. Impossibly big.
Gil would probably stick her head down, like, guys, you gotta see this.
I think Kellen is up on top deck. I'm just kind of looking out.
And Gale's
Say eight.
gotten up here now, just staring at the wall, just like, oh my god.
Aelity probably runs up as well after, Brett and Kellen, Gale. And, holy shit. Massive crystalline wall. You would hear a voice emanate from the ship itself. All right. Everyone hold on. Beginning breach. You all would cover another 20, 30 miles or so. You're very close, easily within just a couple of miles of this massive crystalline wall. The ship itself would begin to rumble a little bit. You can feel a thrum, a surge of power. A pulse would shoot out from the front of the ship, making contact with the crystalline wall. You would almost see it ripple. And that shift, that churn, that slight movement would solidify. You can almost see a large face of what looks like water, almost like shimmering liquid. You can see almost through it, almost like it's a mirror. So you can see yourself beginning to approach it. The closer you get, the more translucent it is. Now the opposite side looks like a sea of rainbows, pastel colors, and glittering lights. As you all begin to approach, the ship would pass through this almost like gelatinous, like liquid wall that it created. This projectile it shot manifested for you to pass through the crystal sphere. Passing through, immediately being jettisoned out, all of you would feel the ship shake a little bit as you would see a massive, huge field of rainbow colors, swirls of energy, churning stars, crystals that look super far off in the distance that maybe shimmer like they're real before dissipating, turning into more astral sea. It's this almost Candyland dream aesthetic of moving colors and churning energy. As soon as you're all in this space, cross the threshold of that created portal that the Spelljammer actually passed through, all of you would immediately feel the ship's speed begin to lurch forward. Unsure if it's the ship or if it's this astral sea, these currents you've heard, but it begins to immediately almost double in speed. All of you having to probably hold down to something nearby, just stay atop and not wobble around too much as you begin pushing through this massive glittery rainbow space of, again, bright pastel colors. Looking behind you at what you came from, you see this massive crystalline wall. You're still so close at this point, it just looks like a massive wall of crystal you pass through. And it wouldn't be for a couple hours almost. You get pretty far out from it, where you can begin to loosely see these crystalline walls. This solid face you thought you passed through has a curve, the sides of it bending in, the top and bottom beginning to curve into itself. As you're miles away and it's almost out of sight, you can vaguely begin to see that it was a massive, impossibly big crystal sphere that you traveled through. Churning sea all around you, all of you just taking in this sight. Wild space was one thing, but it had a calmness to it. It had a still. The astral sea is different. There is a liveliness. There is an energy here. You all feel it in the air. That's where we'll end our session for today.
Right?
Man, that place sounds crazy.
Right?
The music that was playing for me during that was the guiding light in the playlist.
Nice.
Mine was good. Mine's called Explorer.
It was Symphony of the Clockwork Lands Part 2, The
Mine
Time
was
of
Friendship
Winds.
and Brotherhood.
Aw,
Oh.
I love it.
Nerd. Grow up.
Nerd.
Wait, so where are we on this map?
Yeah, so this is the Astral Sea, and you guys have just departed
Oh
the
shit!
Chronosphere.
We're in the Lost
Ooh.
Spheres.
The weird.
And you all will be
Yeah.
traveling to the
Oh my
Omnisphere,
god,
where
we're gonna be
Ravnica
next
is.
to the
Thanks,
heart
Blade.
sphere.
I feel like there's more of the weird than there used to be. I don't remember this stuff being
We're
here
gonna-
last time we
we're gonna
saw
be next
this.
The heart
Oh, I
sphere
do.
and the Chronos or the Chronosphere. Ah.
Hmm.
Oh. I remember this portion of the weird being here. Oh, there's the heart sphere.
Now my music sounds ominous as I'm looking at these outer edges of the sphere map here. It's going blah 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 blah.
The one I really want to play in one day is what is it? Uion, the Broken Sphere. I want to play in that place one day. What is that like? What's a broken
Where is
sphere
it?
like? It's all the way. It's like the bottom left corner.
Here.
Oh my god.
It's one that I'm always
Oh,
like, what
yeah.
would that be like?
Hmm.
Just look at how big the pieces are. It must have been a massive fucking sphere. Must have been huge.
Right? Yeah, those
Had to
pieces
have been
are
at least the size of. Had to have been at least
bigger
the size
than
of Swarms,
Jade.
you'd think, right?
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
kind of what I
sense.
was just thinking. It's like a good one-to-one comparison, I think, for its size. The Solaris sphere is like one of the. I think it is the biggest
I know
sphere.
what the black flow is.
Yeah. You don't want to know about
You don't.
black flow.
Yeah, I was looking at this earlier too. It reminds me of like just looking at it on the map and stuff. It reminds me of that one part of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where in classic author fashion he goes on a brief tangent describing like an entire alien race. And the whole point of that race and that tangent was that they don't understand songs about like stars and wondering about going to space and stuff because their planet was, it just so happened to be like enshrouded by like a whole bunch of meteors or a bunch of space dust, and so they just can't see any other stars other than the one they have in their system that like helps them create life and stuff. And so it wasn't until they got introduced to the wider universe that they were like told about this concept. Or wait, actually no, because Hitchhikers doesn't make sense. I think actually he just describes that like, I think the line was something like, "Oh, everyone can understand a song about the stars in the lover's eyes when blah blah blah," except for the people of Blah Planet who were actually, and then it like goes off on a tangent about like how they don't know what stars are, and so they don't sing songs about stars. I need to reread those.
Speaking of stars, let's say
Anyway.
bye
Bye,
to
Craig.
Craig, our favorite
Bye,
star,
Craig.
the star of the
Our
show.
star. The star of our
Oh, wow.
hearts and dreams.
What's happening?